Welcome. My name is Kavalier, and we're going to be talking about guitars. Guitar playing has always been somewhat sacred to me. I'll be looking through the catalogs of Guitar Center and Sweetwater and think to myself, man, these are really cool guitars. I wonder what songs are inside of them. And I'll eventually go to Guitar Center and find a guitar that I'll play and be like, man, this is so cool. All these great riffs are coming out of this guitar. Of course, those guitars cost like $1,200 to $1,500, and I don't have that money to spend. And so that's why I always stick with $400 to $600 guitars. And that kind of goes into the point where it's not necessarily the guitar that makes music sound good, it's the musician behind those guitars. This first guitar I want to bring out is the second guitar I ever bought. It's an Epiphone Traditional Pro 2 Les Paul. I got this when I was 15, so back in 2018 I bought this. I remember walking into Guitar Center. I wasn't necessarily, actively looking for a second guitar, but it just occurred to me at that point that I needed a second guitar. And so I've seen a bunch of my favorite bands use Les Pauls, and I thought, well, maybe I can get a Les Paul. And so I bought this one. And so I'm going to play it for you, and then I'll go into the specs of the inner workings of this guitar. I want to start off with the two pickups. Both are active in the neck and bridge position. And when I'm using clean tones, I like to use the neck position just because it brings in all that nice, not necessarily crisp sound from the bridge pickup that you would get, but nice warmer. So, and the cool thing about these pickups is that they can split their coils. And so, whereas I can play the neck position with just both of the coils engaged, how I like to do it is to split the coils. That way I can get a more kind of a scooped mid sound. So it'll come like this. And that coil split is really nice. It brings out the highs and it brings out the lows without having it to sound like excruciatingly in pain for your ears. If that makes sense. And so, whereas the neck pickup is good for that, the bridge pickup I like to keep with both coils on, and mostly for distortion tones, such as this. And the reason why is because when you do the neck pickup with distorted tones for this guitar, it sounds kind of muddy, and I don't like that. So I like to use the bridge pickup because it has a nice, crisp, and natural sound. And so, with the strings being a lighter gauge, being 10s, I mostly use this for more lead parts, such for solos or harmony guitar parts like you heard previously. And so that's just about the basis of this guitar, with its special thing being split coils. And so I think from here we go on to our last guitar, or my second guitar, the Epiphone Explorer. So this next guitar is the Epiphone Explorer, like I said before. I bought this in 2021, about almost a year before I joined 99 Meltdown as their rhythm guitarist. And things happen and I'm their drummer, which is okay, and I'm okay with change. Just like how the change from the Les Paul to the Explorer is like. So I'm gonna play a little ditty, a little something for y'all with the Explorer, so that way you can hear the difference between both of the guitars. Yeah, so like I said before, this is the Epiphone Explorer. I got this in 2021. And the thing that stuck out to me about this guitar the most was its shape. Like, you can't like pick up an Explorer and be like, what the heck am I playing right now? Look at this shape. It's crazy. Now, everybody's familiar with it, but it still amazes people to this day. It amazes me to this day. I think the reason why they chose this shape, it's really interesting because the tonality from the body itself gives your tone what it needed to be, really tight but have a lot of body. And this is the shape that gets the job done, and it's incredible. This is guitar that I mostly use for rhythm because of such body. And occasionally I will do some harmonies on here if it means going towards the lower half of the neck board rather than the upper half. And so you won't see me solo on this guitar because it also has 11 gauge strings. So these are much thicker, more for bottom end, and that's why you get like the stuff like that. Now this guitar can do clean tones. But I won't necessarily use that all the time. For clean tones and leads, it will be for this guitar. But this is where the rhythm really sticks with me. So that's just about it. These are the two main guitars that I use for The Prisoner and Brother Keeper, and so you'll be hearing these guitars a lot more in the future, I guarantee it. And so with that said, I want to go back to the beginning and just say that it's not the guitar that makes the player, it's the player that makes the musician. And so no matter what kind of guitar you get, whether that be a Stratocaster Squire to like a baritone LTD guitar, whatever you get out there, the guitar is not just a tool, it's an extension of the musician. Similar to how like a singer uses whistles or hums or their actual voice to make music. Us guitarists, drummers, even bassists, whatever instrument you use to make music, it's similar to that. We are connected with our instruments, and it's simple as that. Hey, before you go, my name is Kavalier, in case you forgot. I have an Instagram and a YouTube that you can actually find by just typing in Kavalier Music. That's Kavalier Music. And I just released a single called The Prisoner. You can find it on Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, whatever you can get, whatever music service you have, it's going to be there. I also have a previous single called Brother Keeper, only on YouTube. I got some big things planned, and I hope you guys are willing to strap into your seats.